second half.
It's so crazy. I feel so sober.
Right?
What's up with that?
I guess it's that damn easy 100 proof.
Well, you said you were super hungover the other day, though.
Well, I went over to Paul's house.
I'm ill.
Oh, look at Mr. Producer. He was like, nah, he's
Oh, was he?
He was like on Spanish Fly. He was so drunk. He came in the house.
I know you sent me a text. You were like, "Wait, did you get drunk?" And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, I drank. So
I sent you a text. I didn't hear from you until like 6.
Yeah. Well, it was a little.
See, here's the issue. Back in the days that we were drinking, I was always drinking bourbon and Coke, and it would be 80 proof and Coke, and you drink a lot, but it's still 80, right? Now you were sitting here pouring 124 proof,
128.
Yeah, 128 proof, and we're drinking that as fast as we drink an 80 proof.
So
it doesn't
work.
Look. There's a whole new dynamic. But before I dive into the dynamic, which is kind of a lifestyle I've kind of adopted lately, I want to announce, thank you, Mr. Dudes Like Us. It's second half of the podcast. It is October 27th. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook, Dudes Like Us -podcast, and Dudes Like Us Woodcraft. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul, but it's not October.
What did I say?
October.
He
What the
says
hell?
October.
I'm hoping. I just
And
want
what
the
was your
Halloween
name?
to pop on.
What
here.
was your name, sir?
My name's Jeff.
Oh, hi, Jeff.
Oh, hey, Jeff.
Hey, welcome to the
What's up?
podcast.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Are we going to try to do a minute of live here real quick?
Yeah, we could do that.
Well, hold on. Let me
We'll do
fix
that.
my hair. Can I fix my hair?
Just a minute or two, and watch you'll have to hold it.
Well, what were we just talking about? I was going to talk about that real quick.
October.
Yeah, no, August. I was saying
Your new alcoholic lifestyle.
Yeah, well, we were talking about
yeah.
being drunk, and it was the thing about it was, I did get drunk. The bottom line, I did. In fact, I was just kept popping drinks. I was just like, bam, that 120 proof. I was like, bam, and then we had the Pictionary board we were playing, and we were playing Pictionary, and the dry erase board sat on top of a bar stool, and the bar stool was just high enough above the bar so that you couldn't see what was going in the drinks.
Right.
So we set the drinks.
Or how many, how full it was all
whatever.
the time.
Yeah, so I would go over there and I would do a little swiggy, and then I was like, yes, Paul, would you fill that back up for me? And
But here's the thing.
So the ladies didn't see what was going in.
Okay, Sean, you were delusional. Every time I looked at Shelley, she was going, really? So she knew exactly what was happening behind the
All right,
Pictionary board.
But she didn't see me pour.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying. But
I'm more sneaky, I guess.
She can sniff it out from a mile away.
All right, well, look, regardless, that doesn't matter because that's not the reason I got shit-faced. I got shit-faced because I drank too much. Let's be clear. I got shit-faced for 3 reasons. It was 128 proof. I drank a lot of it. And I started a new kind of, I fast on Mondays all day long. And so I eat dinner Sunday night and I don't eat again until Tuesday morning. Well, I have abolished that program. I've abandoned it. I'm done. I'm now fasting every single day, doing that intermittent fasting. So I eat from between 2 and 8, and then that's it. So I find myself eating less, and it's working very slowly, but it is working. And by the time I'm over at Paul's house, I mean, I'm hungry again, but I just
and
push
thirsty,
through.
very thirsty.
Well, I mean, the alcohol, it hits me harder now.
Yes.
So
Right,
I just have to be conscientious of it and be an adult. And, the problem I'm finding, which is kind of scary, is that I have a quench to tickle, I want that alcohol when it's in front of me, and I taste it and I switch it to my mouth. And I feel like Chris Farley. It's like you love it, you nursed it, and you just want to hold it. Or
Is it the taste of it? Is it taste of it, or is it the feeling it gives you, or both?
Probably both.
Probably everything. It's just the whole thing. It's just funny, man. But anyway, so that's the reason why I think I got drunk. Set aside from the fact that it was 128 proof. Thank you, Heaven's Door. Knock, knock, knocking on Heaven's Door. Is that what it's called? Angels Envy? Is that what it's Heaven's Door?
That's you told me it was Heaven's Door, like
Heaven's
cask
Door.
strength.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
It was full strength.
It was the Specs version, so we went over there. So we had a light dinner over at the Boomer Jacks.
Yeah,
we went over there, and I had a burger, and And they have happy hour beers on Saturday night when we went there. I was rather pleasantly surprised.
Was it the same deal that on Fridays?
Pretty much.
Somewhat, yeah. You know, they had some foods that were on special.
Did you get all of them?
No. No, I was trying to be kind of, I did order a big old hamburger and then, had two beers. You know what? It was a good time.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
And
it wasn't very expensive,
Yeah, it wasn't. It was
Right.
good.
Well, of course, you guys split an entree. You like Jeff does with
She
Julie.
she didn't want to eat. I was like, okay.
I don't want to eat. Then she eats half of Paul's and then half of Tara's.
I think
want to eat.
I think she ate my fries. I think is what she ate.
Yeah.
The fries were good, and we were dipping in something. We were kind of addicted.
Oh
to.
yeah,
What was
the
that about?
raspberry.
Was it
That's what it was. So my wife,
it was freaking amazing. Actually,
she buys one of those sandwiches, the Monte Cristo.
the Monte Cristo?
Yes.
And I guess that the Boomer Jacks is a subsidiary of the same company that owned Bennigan's, and so they had the same recipe. I don't know if that's a fact. I heard somebody say that. Who
that was
that?
your wife saying that.
She said that? I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
Monte
but-
Cristo is known as the healthiest sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
I bet it is.
Yeah, I
Deep
recognize
fried
that.
4 times.
Yeah. But
But it came with a
In seed oil.
raspberry sauce.
well,
dipping.
it typically does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Julie
just-
likes the Monte Cristo, and every time she gets it, I try it. I'm just like, God, I would vomit if I ate this whole thing.
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
But you
you
have to try.
I've tried it every time, and it's like I couldn't
dude.
eat a whole sandwich of this.
What is that coming from?
No, I
'Cause
can't
it's
eat that
so
shit.
much
What? I
fried.
call
This is fried
bullshit.
stuff,
I call
man.
bullshit.
Do you put a whole plate of like Long John Silver's in front of me? I'll eat that.
Oh
all
my
day.
God.
Anyway, but so we had fries. We had fries and we were dipping them in the raspberry. And at first I was like, okay, I'll try it. And I was like, oh my God.
This is so good.
This is something. Like, it's like a hidden secret or something.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
It was
tasty.
incredible.
Yeah.
And then Tara was like, I'm all done with my Monte Cristo. Do you want it? And I was looking at her like, yes. Yes, I do. And I ate the shit out of it. It was good.
It's got powdered sugar on it too, doesn't it?
It had everything.
Oh, yeah. It's
It
got,
had everything.
Syrup.
It had bacon, ham, cheese.
I had
grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, I had a
Powdered sugar.
grilled chicken sandwich with bacon. I mean, mine was not all fancy, but
Did it have 32 man-made chemicals in the sandwich, just like Popeyes?
34.
And what about what is it? What is the other chicken place? Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A reportedly has 42 chemicals in the sandwich, not necessarily the meat alone, but the whole ensemble is 42 chemicals, man-made chemicals.
See,
in that.
so their website would never, ever say that. And I know that they're not incentivized to say that, but
Well, of course. not.
sometimes I think this stuff is just kind of
Where does that information come
overblown.
from?
Yeah, where's it coming from?
Well, look,
TikTok?
no, it doesn't. But you can. This was a doctor on Instagram. All right, and
How do we know he's a doctor?
well,
and
'cause
did he
his name was in the
tour
name.
and test the Chick-fil-A facility?
I don't care. I don't care. But I know damn well there's chemicals in it. You know there's chemicals in it.
There's
and the
some-
fact that you're contesting it is just nuts. I mean, the fact that a McDonald's hamburger can sit stagnant for fucking 30 years, come out of the bag, and look like it just popped off the grill yesterday? No.
Well, we're
There
talking
is shit
Chick-fil-A,
going on
though.
there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that
it
just
does.
only tells you
Chick-fil-A's
that
different.
if they
It's
had
different.
shit in the food 30 years ago, what does that tell you what's in the food today?
Again,
And the fact that
It's
what
clean,
they
it's
do have in the
organic.
food today that they're not admitting is that they have things in there, dopamine. They've got things that make you addicted to where you have to eat that food again.
there's bourbon in it?
No, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh.
And
So they
it's
put
there.
drugs in
so
it?
look, that is part of one of RFK's running platforms. That's one of his
Yeah.
policies that he's trying to get
Unhealthy
rid of.
American children.
It's
yeah.
not just the unhealthy.
We're
yeah,
being
it's unhealthy.
inundated with shit.
It's just stuff that shouldn't be in the food. That there was no way that it would pass over in Europe.
Right.
Like none of this shit would fly. And yet we're allowed to do it because we're Americans and we get away with everything eating fat.
Wait a second. That's Austrian.
Oh yeah.
Are we Americans?
Well,
or are we
well,
Austrian?
I think we had this discussion. Is Europe healthier than America? What's their lifespan? I think we looked at that. It really wasn't that much longer.
It was 1
Yeah,
week.
I don't think it's a matter of the lifespan. I think it's the quality of life. You know, if you're fighting cancer for the last
That's
10
a good
years,
point. If
you
you're
know?
constantly inflamed and chronically ill,
Do
but
we
you're-
know they're not?
I don't know.
Well, no, I don't see it. I mean, you look
Well,
at.
we not live over there. We don't know.
All my European friends are healthy.
I'll tell you what. My experience
I
being
don't have any
over there
European friends.
is that all those guys the majority of them weren't heavyweight.
Well, they weren't back in the 70s and 80s here either.
again, my experience just looking at it, I didn't notice that. The fact
Well, you're over there in the 70s and 80s. Here in the United States, the obesity and the problems didn't really
after
come
chicken
through.
nuggets, the McChicken nuggets.
I think maybe it started in the late 80s, 90s, 2000. It's where you started seeing a lot of the problems creeping up. 70s and 80s, 60s was not like that.
The health it's not the same as it is Europe, as it is in the United States. And it's from the point that, I know they eat shit food too, but it's different because the FDA passes certain ingredients that we're allowed to put in our food as for preservatives that they won't allow in Europe.
Do they allow things over there that we don't have over here?
No, we can have everything over here. The people.
Well, how do we know this? We should reverse look at this.
Well, that's what RFK is trying to push. He's trying to say we need to look. These guys are in office, and they're not in office. They've got people in their backpack. Let's put in Purdue Chicken, for example.
Yeah,
and Bill
big
Clinton,
ag, big pharma,
right.
big.
No, I'm not saying that there's not a problem with our food over here, because there is.
In the
My
chicken
problem
nugget program
comes from saying that Europe is better than America.
Yeah, you want something that
their food is.
You want something
better.
that proves that.
Yeah, I need proof that shows me that the European food, just because I can't buy it over there, doesn't mean there's not something else over there that's just as bad.
Sure.
Again, I'm going to bring up this point because you're right. The food, if you just take it as this, I have a bratwurst here in the United States, and I have a bratwurst in Europe. The bratwurst in Europe, even though they're both unhealthy for you, the bratwurst in Europe has less chemicals in it because their FDA won't allow those chemicals to be in there, while our FDA says, fuck it, man, it's okay. I just got a...
Do they have the big mass produced over there like we do over here, like Oscar Mayer and Tyson?
They would have to, otherwise they can't feed their people.
I would assume. You know what?
At some point,
I'd want to see that study where it says, here's a bratwurst. No, you're probably right? Yeah. So, but I like to see that where... This brat that I brought, this is a mass-produced one over in Europe.
Find because
mass-produced in Europe.
They want to suppress that type of information.
Oscar Mayer over here.
Don't make that gesture again.
What are they all? When a company's trying to be healthier with hot dogs and stuff, they say there's no something
nitrates,
right? So
that's a curing agent.
So that's an example, right? Maybe Europe doesn't allow nitrates, right? I don't know. I don't know.
That's a curing agent.
That's a chemical.
Well,
right?
it's just certain kinds of chemicals. They've got 50 vowels in 100 consonants within one word.
They're impossible to say.
Polycarbonate, nitroglycerin, whatever. Just a
I agree with you 100% that there's problems with the American food, but I go back to how has it impacted life and life expectancy? Because our life expectancy outside the last couple of years has increased.
Right.
Anxiety, the lack of sleep, I'd be kind of interested to find out what the ratio of people or the comparison with people that have sleep apnea machines in the United States versus Europe. I'm troubled right now. I woke up fucking early, 5 o'clock in the morning the other day. And I was like, because I went to bed a little bit earlier, whatever. I got up and I was like, what the fuck am I doing up? So I went downstairs because I'm just staring. I'm just looking at the ceiling. So I was like, fuck it. I might as well start the day. So I went downstairs and turned the TV on and laid down on the couch. And I fell asleep downstairs. And I woke up 3 times.
Right.
And it's just am I awake? It was just it was frustrating me because I feel like I can't sleep without my sleep apnea machine.
Right.
And
well,
it's
you have a bad case. I think you have something going on internally in your nose, your esophagus, or whatever that is that's causing that.
It's caused by bratwurst.
It could be a big
whatever it is. I'm just
there.
kind of curious if there are if that issue is with those people over there in Europe. Do they have sleep apnea issues?
Well, I think that's a physical thing for you. For me, it was weight related because I don't snore like I used to. I think for you, even when you weren't heavy like you say you are now, you were still snoring like that. I think there's something internally. This physical that's causing that.
I think a better litmus test.
That's not because of food.
Yeah, a better litmus test is: do you have friends with horrible gas? Like in Europe, how many friends do they have with lethal gas?
We have a good one right there.
Yeah. We have friends with lethal gas.
Jeff will,
and that's definitely a product of food.
Jeff will leave burn marks.
It's true.
Our equivalent podcasters in Europe, they have very clean gas.
And I go back to your comment about lack of sleep and anxiety. I think a big difference between Europe and us is work.
Right.
Yep, I agree with that.
Here
They
in
have
the United
much better balance.
They have a better balance of work. I'm not saying everybody over there, but in general, Europe has a better balance of work life.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're not stressed to the gills.
Way more vacation. And they're expected to stay away for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
So when you wake up early, it could be work related, Sean. You're sitting there and you're like, fuck, I got this thing I got to do. I used to wake up.
Stress is the biggest thing, guys.
That's not food related.
No. Stress. Stress is the biggest thing that affects health, affects sleep. It affects everything. It affects binge eating, binge drinking.
Yep.
It's all stress.
I think, and that's why a lot of the young folks today are trying to force that balance where we've never had it before.
Not really.
They want to work 4 days a week. They want to work from home. They don't want to be burdened by what we or their parents have been burdened with.
I don't blame them for trying. I mean, I think,
I mean, we're late in the game. It's not going to impact us.
Right.
But
yeah, we're screwed.
There's certain professions that will never happen. But, I think that's a big difference in the culture between Europe and America is the work.
Yeah.
Now, there's
the intensity, the work intensity.
Right. And there's some food differences as well. And I think even the bigger study would be looking at Asian countries and their food compared to what we eat because they live the longest.
And they have super high stress jobs like Japanese and shit.
Well, the Japanese, but they live a long time.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense.
Well, maybe that's food related. I don't know. Maybe they eat a bunch of fish.
I don't know.
Right.
Well, I would say the Asian culture envelops a lot of exercise. They go out there and line dance. You ever seen those folks?
Tai Chi?
Oh, whatever it is. I mean, yeah, I don't know what it's called, but I mean, that's a normal thing. They go out there and they get out the park and there's like 50 people all kind of doing some.
Is it like kind of like
it's Tai Chi? Yeah.
Remember Gung Ho?
Well, that's Tai Chi, but there's also little line dancing.
Like where country line dancing?
Something similar.
I think it's more yoga kind of like Gung Ho, the movie Gung Ho. Remember?
There's both. Yeah.
They started their day every day with like
that's kind of like the Tai Chi stuff. I'm kind of understanding, but that's what I'm kind of talking about. When they go out there, there's like a little dance, and they're all doing their own dance at their own style. I'm just saying they take breaks in the middle of the day.
Well, yeah, right. That's what I mean.
It's developed in the business model.
In the culture here in the United States, it's balls to the wall.
Yeah, fucking work
until you die. Until you die, basically.
I'm going to put that on my calendar. Line dancing from 11 to 11:30.
Do it. Line dancing.
Yeah, and just kind of
you doing it though.
Yeah, just me at home, line dancing by myself.
Right.
Those guys are literally just meditating. There's something to be said about that. I don't really do it. I mean.
I think meditation, click on that second from the left picture. I think that kind of meditation would be what I would want to do.
Well, just because she's
very juggy. Is that why?
What? Which picture are you looking at?
I'm surprised you didn't put in there nude.
Really?
All nude meditation?
Well, actually, that one down there on the right, she's got some pokers.
Oh, God. Anyway, I want to tell a story about... Oh, God.
What?
I want to tell a story about Chick-fil-A. I know we went away off of that. But
the fries are good, too.
Yeah,
man.
no. Okay, so I want to tell you a story about the grilled chicken nuggets. Okay?
Not a fan.
I know. I'm not either at all, right? And so we get like a 12-pack of them, and like it was supposed to be split between my son and my wife, and they didn't eat them all. And so like there were 6 or 8 of them left, and she put them in her purse. Okay?
Oh.
And then we went to the mall. And then we were shopping, right? The whole family shopping. We're all milling around. And then like all the boys start like accusing each other of like farting. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And it's like, get away from me, blah, blah, blah. I didn't do anything. It wasn't me. That kind of shit, right? And so we're still milling around looking at clothes. And I'm over by Shelly and I'm like, damn. I go, Shelly, did you fart? Like, what the hell? And she's like, no, I didn't. And then we all kind of figured out that it was Mom was stinking. Mom was stinking bad. And finally, we figured out it was the damn grilled nuggets in her purse, man.
Really?
It reeked.
Of asshole?
It just reeked. I don't know how to explain it.
You sent us a picture of chicken asshole last week.
Oh, I did.
Smelled awful.
I didn't realize that was a delicacy.
I didn't either.
That's disgusting. What you sent was disgusting.
It's a cultural food.
No.
We have to have respect for that.
Yes, it was the anus and surrounding area of a chicken, and they bit into it like a corn dog.
Yeah. It was like a cone.
It was so freaking gross.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's like grizzle. It's like what I pulled out of my Asian soup.
Yeah.
It's like the elephant foreskin.
Well,
what the fuck was that?
That may
all
be
about?
what the Chick-fil-A grilled nuggets are.
Yeah.
It's chicken anus because it was fucking horrible, and we threw it away, and we were like, never again.
Yeah.
If you eat it there, and then be done. It's not coming home ever. It was so bad. I'm telling you, it's a family story. It's awful.
Well, I encourage everyone to stop going to fast foods, and
I don't want to cut it out completely, but I know it's horrible for you. But it's not
everything
once a week. Once a
in
week's
moderation. Good. I don't even do that. Everything in moderation, right? It's if you do it every day or something like. It's even these guys who like, I'm going to live 30 days on McDonald's.
Well,
he just died, as a matter of fact.
Well, but you hear the story about that? He was an alcoholic.
Well, they're not saying he died from McDonald's.
I know, but when he was doing the McDonald's thing, the Supersize Me or whatever it was,
right?
And he talked about like the liver failures and different health problems he was having. He was a full blown alcoholic, and they never disclosed that. I was like, come on, bro, that's not as fair. Right. Not a fair comparison.
Yeah, but
that's crap.
You can't eat that food. Whatever, man. I mean, it's good. It really is. Now, but I will tell you that when I haven't eaten a hamburger in a long time, and I go to specific, I can't go to McDonald's. Like if we say, hey, let's go get McDonald's right now, I'll gross out because it's like something about that and Burger King. I can eat Whataburger. I mean, because Whataburger still has a good taste to it. But the other ones, it's like I taste the grease a little different.
I've been told that McDonald's is the gold standard of food quality. So I don't know, because we were dogging it. We were like all, God, it's red, pink slime.
But you were told by
pink
who?
Slime shit. A person who is very much in the food industry and they know
including their French fries.
They know what the gold standard is in terms of like the way they prepare the food, where they get the food, where it's sourced from, like the whole end-to-end process. McDonald's is supposed to be tight.
These are the hamburgers that will last in a closet for 30 years.
I know you're saying that. I'm telling you, it was firsthand knowledge of people that know who is good at doing this.
It just sounds like some shifty left-handed mind control.
I mean, meaning, they care about where it comes from. So the potatoes are grown on farms that they make sure this and this and this, and the meat comes from cows that are this and this and this. I mean, McDonald's takes it seriously.
Well, I know when I was working at McDonald's, I mean, I was 16 at the time, but the hamburger looked like hamburger.
Right.
It didn't look any strange.
Yeah, it didn't come. You didn't squeeze it out of a tube in some weird.
No, they came in, although they were frozen.
Right.
They were just patties, right?
It makes sense logistically, right?
Yeah. But, I did have a big, like the American cheese. I think I told you this, that opened up a brand new one, and I was laying the cheese down on the cheeseburgers, whatever the hell I was doing. I got about 10 slices in, and there's a fly. Looks like. It's like a fly flew in
smashed in there
between two slices, about 10 slices in.
That's inevitable.
And it's just flying. All of a sudden, it goes right in between them.
I think it's inevitable that because people freak out. Oh, there's a this or that, and oh my god, it must be so.
Right.
It must be so unsanitary and dude, there's critters. I mean, you can't keep them all out, right? I mean, I don't know.
Well, one of the things I want to because I think we talked about this is. The strange things, since we're kind of talking about food, we should probably do this on a thing. The strange things in food, but strange things in the beauty products.
Oh, yeah.
Because that whole business is creative on how they use stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a list up there.
And it's based on history and trial and error.
Yeah, I think it's the third tab up there, Mr. Producer. 10 bizarre ingredients in beauty products. And
that's crazy.
There you go. So, they used to hear that a lot of it would be like whale fat and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff in lipstick is some weird stuff. But now that they're coming out with all these things to, smooth out your skins and de-age you, and how do you think they do that?
Right.
Right. So one of them I saw was bee venom.
Right.
This was fact checked by Darcy Heikkinen.
Oh, good.
Yes.
We need that.
Yes. So bee venom. So you want smoother skin in just 28 days. What's that called?
Rhodial?
Rhodial can help you
know.
achieve that with their bee venom super serum.
Nice.
Yes. So anyway, I guess it smooths. It has anti-inflammatory and stuff like that. But how do they get the bee venom? Do they like pull out the little stinger and
haven't you ever had a bee sting you and you pull the bee off you and it leaves that little sack and it keeps pumping?
It's really kind of sad. They torture thousands, millions of bees.
But who has that job?
Yeah, they're squeezing bee venom.
Yes, this little bee pustules.
Yeah.
It's very time consuming. They take one bee at a time, put it under a microscope, have little tweezers, and they squeeze out that one. Then they say next,
right,
and they squeeze out that one.
Right.
That is kind
it's
of
very time consuming.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I'm thinking what they do is they probably take like 10,000 bees,
just smash them,
and they just put them in this thing and just mulches the shit out of them, and then it becomes multi-layer, and the oil separates.
Yep, it's kind of like distillation.
Still on animal excrements while bees produce honey. They also produce the bee. What was I going to say? There we go. Applying the toxin forces the blood to rush to your face, stimulating your skin to naturally produce collagen and elastin for a smoother complexion.
That's insane.
There you go.
So you're literally triggering a reaction. A reaction.
So what if you're allergic to bees?
You die. Your face puffs up.
It's just like a
your
big
throat closes up and you're dead within minutes.
Yeah, your penis just gets engulfed with blood and it pops and you bleed to death.
Wait a second. What now?
Ooh.
That doesn't sound like a bad thing.
Paul's going to start rolling around in the daisies with his penis. Sting me, bitch.
Sting me, bitch. Wow. Okay. He's just running around in the clover field.
Just
God.
Just banging the bees.
Did you put honey all over it?
This is officially the second half.
All right. What's our next one?
Got a big old flume of pollen coming off your pecker.
Yes.
Snail mucus. How would you like to be the guy that collects this stuff?
Yes. Snail mucus, also known as snail mucin or slime, is an ingredient in several beauty care products to help smooth wrinkles again.
There we go. It's all about wrinkles and damaged skin.
It also tightens the pores. It improves skin elasticity and provides optimal hydration.
Oh, anal elasticity.
Yes. Hippocrates was reportedly crushing snails for skin issues as early as 400 BC.
Oh, well, there we go.
Wow,
How do they prove that?
Well, thank God they didn't go extinct.
That's
poor
similar
snails.
to a facial.
Right. All right, what's next?
All right. Lanolin.
Lanolin.
Oh, that's beaver shit, isn't it?
No, lanolin is used to treat and prevent dry and itchy skin. Lanolin is wax secreted by wool-bearing animals, better known as wool fat.
So sheep.
Yeah, there are domestic sheep breeds that are specifically raised for their wool to be used in beauty products.
Interesting.
Yes, so you're putting it on wool fat juice.
It works well on chapped lips.
So is that like chapstick?
Yeah, like chapstick.
Good Lord.
I don't know. It penetrates, apparently. So.
Oh God! Really? The next one is foreskin.
You know that's interesting because I remember Sandra Bullock on the Ellen show.
That's right.
Had mentioned somewhere. We do not need to pull that video up again. But Ellen called her out. Said, "Aren't you like injecting foreskin into your face?" She was like, "Yes."
Well, there's probably a shitload of foreskin out there, right? I mean, how many babies are circumcised?
Well, that's what
every
it says. It says one of the more bizarre ingredients found in beauty products is foreskin. To be exact, fibroblast cells are harvested from the circumcisions of infants.
Gross.
Okay.
This is body part type of shit, man. That's not good.
Tissue from circumcision is sent to labs where the nutrients are extracted.
Gross.
Again, how do you want that job? Here's a pile of wiener skins.
Yeah, play with that.
Squeeze it.
Coming back from lunch break.
Wring the juice out of it.
All right. I gotta squeeze out more of these things. Are you done with the bees?
I got foreskin to work out.
It's all the same lab, isn't it?
Yeah, no shit. All right, what's our next one?
Ostrich egg yolk.
What's specific about
God, there's a picture of a woman just putting the entire yellow egg yolk all over her face.
What about the ostrich? The egg of an ostrich is the largest.
Delicious breakfast.
It is found in serums, moisturizers, and other cosmetics. It's just because of this. All the antimicrobial properties of the egg yolk can also work against acne.
Oh, God.
It is rich in nutrients, and the extraction process separates from the yolk of the egg. So what is it? Is it just because it's big?
Since it's much larger than a chicken, it contains a much higher amount of nutrients.
Wonderful.
Using ostrich egg yolk is considered safe, but consumers should demonstrate caution when first using it in case of an allergic reaction.
I'm really worried we're going to start getting to some sort of semen excretion from animals.
Oh,
That's probably going to be next.
We'll see.
And then how would you like that job, huh?
I mean, it's just the same. It's all an excretion. It's a bodily fluid from an insect or an animal, regardless.
Right.
Yeah, true.
All right, what's next?
But I don't want to give a monkey a hand job.
Okay. Sound bite?
That's a sound bite.
Yes. Crystal ice plant. I've never heard of that.
What is this one?
Crystal ice plant.
Okay, never heard of it. Yeah. Oh, unique looking.
Yeah.
The mesobranthium.
So it's just a plant. Well, okay.
Does it freeze?
What's so special about it? Yeah, what does it say here?
It's a succulent plant, flowering plant covered in glistening water vesicles.
Glistening.
Ooh.
Hence the name.
That's very erotic.
It can survive in the Saharan climate due to its ability to reserve water. So basically, there's something in the plant that there's nothing weird about that.
No.
It's just a plant.
Except it's
like
maybe
a camel.
Rare or something?
Blythe crystal ice plant pressed serum containing 63% crystal ice plant extract along with other ingredients. So I bet it's kind of like some of the stuff you'd pull out of a rubber plant. I would envision.
Or an aloe plant?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, that's what all the oils are. Essential oils. I mean, there's all these million different ways they collect the oils from plants, right? So.
Right. All right, what's next?
All right. Salmon.
Salmon
All right.
and other marine fish are rich in compounds such as proteins and peptides. They're used in products due to their antioxidant and anti-aging. They're utilized, blah, 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 blah. One ingredient used to help exfoliate the skin is salmon egg enzymes.
They're all back down to the little, these infant things, whether they're eggs or infants' foreskin. It's all, stem cells. Is that next?
It also says salmon sperm has also recently made its way into the cosmetic industry.
There we
as part
go.
of many formulas and anti-aging products.
I told you.
They use the enzyme of the sacs.
Yes.
For the baby, it's like the placenta.
Yes.
How they collect that?
Help
they got
exfoliate the skin.
Yeah, they got a salmon porn farm, and they just kind of.
Jeez.
You have a salmon milker?
Yeah.
They make a fake Copper River and it's trying to swim up the river. I'm going to get there. God. Quick, whack it off. Let her.
I don't think that's how they do it.
Then they die.
No.
Well, that's what they do. They race up the river, then they spawn, right?
That's well, they lay their eggs.
They lay their eggs and then they die.
And then they die.
That's what they do. So they all get up there, they lay their eggs, and then the male will go over there and chicka over there.
Well, a lot of them, they like jump out of the river trying to swim upstream, and they fly right into a bear's mouth.
That's correct.
Yeah, that happens.
Talk about the easiest meal ever. They just stand there waiting for the fish to jump into their mouth.
I know.
Yeah.
Imagine the poor fish. He's like, fuck.
I made it all this way, and now this.
Damn it. It's almost there.
You a-hole.
I was about to get lucky.
Dude.
About to go have some sex.
Anyway. I don't think. Well, though they lay their eggs and then they die. They don't hang around.
This is when they're on their way
up there. What do you mean? They don't have like a?
I don't think they have
an old folks' home at the top of the river.
They don't have a post-coitus cigarette afterwards.
Well, post-coital cigarette.
Are they having sex when they get there? I thought they just lay the eggs and then the male comes along and does their thing. It's not like they're together.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
she doesn't like.
Did you ever seen Finding Nemo?
Fin it?
Do what, Jeff?
She like tickles it with the fin.
Hey, baby, you're about to die. Let's get it on.
So bears are cock blocking salmon. Is that what?
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
All right, so this next one,
diamonds.
That's
what the hell? How's that good for the face?
Diamond powder? I can't. I mean, that's just. I want to say stupid, but it's on the list.
A youthful glow. How?
I don't
It's
get
some
it.
diamond powder.
Oh, you
and
know what?
Minerals.
Maybe it
it's a
clogs
mineral.
the pores.
It says it contains caffeine to reduce the look of puffy eyes and kelp to improve the look of the skin's elasticity. I don't know. Well, that means there's a whole bunch of shit in this one. There's alfalfa seed extract and...
I don't know. That's the reach on that one.
Yeah, it's all...
That's just mineral at that point.
Oh, it says the diamond powder provides a photoluminescent. Right? Say that 10 times.
So it really doesn't do anything except make some sparkle.
Make them sparkle. Yeah.
So that's literally putting strontium in your skin.
Strontium, yes.
There we go. All right, number 2. Pig collagen.
Pig collagen.
Yeah. Collagen's always been a thing. I don't know why pig is anything special.
Porcine collagen is a type of collagen derived mostly from pig bones, skin, and connective tissue. So all the good parts.
Oh, yeah. Good parts.
So its function is to, well, smooth out the wrinkles like everything else, but
like everything else,
reduce the size of the pores. So I don't know what that's going to do. Is that if you reduce the size of the pore, then you're not going to break out as easy?
Yeah, it keeps it from shit getting into the pore, right?
So as we age, collagen production is reduced, resulting in wrinkles and sagging skin.
Yeah.
So we need to put a bunch of pig grease on our face, I guess. So.
There we go.
All right.
That happens at the end of the night anyways from eating 15 bags of pork rinds.
There you go. That's natural.
See, who knew? Who knew?
I just rub it all over my cheeks before I pop it in my mouth.
There you go. Perfect.
All right. Last one.
Soundbite.
Insects. Are there bugs in your lipstick? Oh, I'm sure the ladies are going to love this.
Oh, yeah.
There is one ingredient found in lipsticks, lip gloss, and eyeshadow that may surprise you. Carmine is used in these products to add bright red color without using synthetic dyes.
Okay.
Carmine is made from the dried and crushed shells of female cochineal insects.
Oh, what kind of those?
I don't know what a cochineal insect is.
They're harvested and dried before being ground up to produce the dark red shade in a powder. What kind are they?
Let's see what a cochineal insect looks like.
Oh,
look at that.
It's a little dragonfly looking thing with a long tail.
Oh, that looks like a mite or something like that.
Picture. Yeah, that's gross.
So when you
that looks tiny.
It's like a piece of candy.
So when the ladies put red lipstick on, they're putting insect carcass on their lips.
Yes.
You think they know that?
I don't think they care.
Yeah.
Because it looks good. The color is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gross. I hate, I shouldn't use the word hate. I don't like makeup. I mean, I know makeup the women do and it makes it look pretty, but at the end of the day, I can't stand lipstick. I don't kiss because,
I'm with you.
If there's lipstick, I don't want any part of that, man. Put on lip balm and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm out.
So many times I'll look at pictures, like models or celebrities,
Gross.
and like the ones that are just totally decked out, like cheerleaders. Like,
oh yeah, well they
just look gross to me with all the makeup.
Well, so they do that so you can actually see their face from a distance. That's why they put so much of that on. But I agree with you. If there's too much makeup, actually, some of these ladies, can change their entire look.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those videos
night and day
where you just see this really wretched looking woman?
Yeah.
And she puts this makeup on and she's a knockout.
Well, and to me, I would argue
like, hell is that fair?
I would also argue that the opposite as well. You'll see somebody just caked on makeup and you're like, God, like, ugh. And then you'll see them natural and you're like, damn, she's really good looking. Why is she wearing all that shit,
Yeah.
Yeah, the famous, not famous, one of the sayings I always remember when I look at things like that, I was like, well, God makes women beautiful. The devil makes them pretty. And I think, I subscribe to that.
That's a clever little saying.
I think it's important. It does horrible shit to you. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I know women have to have it because they need to look and do whatever it is. But in my opinion, it's just like less is more when it comes to makeup.
I agree. Julie doesn't wear much makeup, and when she does, she doesn't wear a lot of it. Like heavy wise, she'll just use lipstick or a little eyeshadow. That's about it. She doesn't wear a lot of it.
I remember being, I had a girl that I was kind of chasing in middle school.
Ooh.
And she was wearing just way too much makeup. And it looked almost silly.
Did she wear a cochineal insect lipstick?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Forget it.
Did she go poop in a cat box and wear little cat ears?
She was not a furry.
Oh.
She was not a furry. But she had way too much blush and way too much. Her eyeshadow was crazy.
Was mom like, you're staying away from that hussy?
I don't remember my mom saying that, no. But anyway, I was like,
way to go, boy.
But she was such a pretty girl, and I told her, I said, do me a favor, like it was a flirting time, right? I said, come to school with nothing but eyeliner because I love eyeliner. I think eyeliner is a badass kind of like makeup. That's my favorite makeup, right? And so she did just for me. She came to school with nothing but eyeliner, and I thought she looked amazing.
Did you tell her?
I did.
You look amazing.
And we dated for a short time.
Oh.
Well, I mean, like a week. You know how
Back
then,
middle that's
school,
a long time.
Oh yeah, I was like, damn, we lasted a week.
All right.
Anyway, that was the middle school dating was always a joke, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun. And and now we were down in Mexico. We were down in Mexico and we met all these couples that have like a timeshare down there, right? So they all knew each other already, and somehow Alan got us into the exclusive part of the resort, or whatever. Anyway, and I met this one girl, and she had eyeliner on, and I was like, "How does it not how's it not run?" And she was kind of embarrassed to say, but it was a tattoo.
Oh yeah, a lot of the ladies do that.
That's popular.
That was new to me.
There's they do a tattoo around the exterior of the lip to make the lip line kind of show up a little bit.
Yeah.
And they do the around the eyes, and supposedly it's super painful.
She did say it was really painful. She did say that.
Yeah.
And she was very regretful.
Really?
She was so regretful.
Yeah, because it's like you never can change it. Because when you're normal, like when I know this lady in Miss Watson, and she had done it. And when you would go, I went to her house to do construction stuff. And when you'd show up there, you kind of like, she's not wearing any makeup, and you're like, but yet she's got an outline around her mouth. And I'm kind of like, it looks like, a coloring book that hasn't been filled in yet.
Right.
It's kind of like,
it's kind of outlined, yeah.
Yeah, so I can understand them regretting it because it's kind of like, man, because there comes a point where you're kind of like, I want to look normal.
Right.
Where is that natural look?
Right.
I'm done wearing lipstick. I don't want to wear it. Oh, I forgot. I got this shit around my lips. I have to wear lipstick.
Forever.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
So maybe around the lips isn't very cool. I could see the eyes. I'm a huge fan. I do like the eyes.
I like eyeliner.
Yeah,
a lot.
the eyeliners, it just looks sexy.
Yeah.
It does.
I tried to make her feel better. She was like getting almost kind of teary-eyed about how she wished she hadn't done it. I was like, well, if it makes you feel better, you look great with the eyeliner. You do. I'm an eyeliner guy anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, I felt bad for her because she was like, she wished she hadn't done it. And what are you going to do? Laser that shit off? I guess you are, right?
You should have showed her your penis.
You can use some anal. You probably rub some anal.
That would make her feel better?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't go that route.
You probably
I didn't go that route, Jeff, but thank you for that.
Did she feel bad for you?
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I know. I'm so regretful that I got it reduced this much.
I
should have left it big, like it was natural.
We can go to the store and pick up a little ramekin of anal bleaching cream and rub it on your eyes, and it'll probably get rid of that.
It'll probably make you blind too. Get that in your eyeball.
I don't know.
Bleaching cream.
Yeah. How do they get rid of the tattoos? Oh, they laser it.
Yeah, they laser it.
Holy shit! I don't know if I want a laser that close to my eye.
No shit. But I guess if it's like they have your head like totally secure and you have a machine doing it, I guess so.
Here's the thing: just don't do it.
What do they call that? Laser, not etching. It's laser removal.
Laser removal. Yeah.
Later tattoo removal. Yeah.
Tattoo removal.
Actually burns it off. I think underneath the skin.
Have you ever seen the transition that there was this guy that was completely tatted up, his whole face, his head, his neck, and they show a progression like multiple times. He had to go back and they had to laser that shit off, right? Because then he was no longer in.
Did it take everything off? Like you couldn't see it at all?
Yeah, on his face. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, and he was like in a gang, and he had a really checkered past, and now he was married with 2 kids, and he just wanted to get rid of all that stuff, and it was fascinating to see the progression.
There's probably a laser in there
of the picture. Yeah, see if they show up here.
Yeah, I think if I could find the right one, I'd get me a tattoo on the shoulder. But then I always think, what if I find it needs to be something special to me for one thing?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, in 10 years, would I be pissed off that I had it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of what Mr. Producer just pulled this up where they're showing before and after. There's actually a couple. Like if you scroll down, that little green dragon on the right, see right there that some of them just fade out. So maybe you need like several applications.
Oh, you do. No, you absolutely need multiple applications. I mean, look at the guy on the neck. That looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a full-on neck.
You can still see. It looks like he's got some birthmarks. Plus, you can see the chick's nostrils or eyes or whatever that is.
Yeah, that's true. God. Yeah, mine. See, I have one on my back, and it's it needs to be touched up, right? And then nowadays, they can turn those into something else.
Yeah, they turn yours into a bigger pizza pie.
Which is exactly what I was thinking. That's amazing.
Just a big pizza?
Yeah. No, just one big slice. That's what I want, like a pepperoni with some banana peppers on it or something.
Flames? It's kind of like a sun, right?
It's a big sausage.
Yeah,
on
it. I mean, it's round and stuff. But the thing is, it was from 2005, right? So I mean, it's really old.
Yeah. So technology was horrible back then.
Really faded. No, I'm just saying it's faded, right? So, I mean, tattoos don't last that long. You have to touch them up.
Yeah, you can go in there and say, cover this with something, and they'll manage to do it and change it into something.
Yeah, make it a slice of pizza, like what Sean was suggesting.
Yeah, it could be like a big piece of pie. Yes.
Well, I don't know that dude's face on the right, Hispanic gentleman, and he's
pretty good one right there.
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job removing it, and you can only imagine how painful that was to remove.
No shit.
That's what.
And yet you still see it.
I've never understood the face tat.
Oh, yeah, I mean, come on, boy. How short-sighted do you have to be to think that you want a face tat for the rest of your life?
I know. I don't get it. I mean, I see a singer like Post Malone. That dude looks like an idiot to me.
Yeah, he's got so many tats.
All this shit all over his face.
He's going to want all that stuff taken off at some point.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't look healthy for one thing.
Right.
Yeah, he was on that.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's got all sorts of shit going on.
It doesn't impress me very much. Although Mike Tyson's kind of he was kind of one of the first ones.
The spider,
the
spider web.
Well, it's like a tribal type of thing. At least it looks like to me.
Oh yeah, it kind of curls around
on one side of his face. But the post, I don't get that. I mean, he's got words underneath the eyeball and it's across his forehead,
and he seems to be doing more of it, not less.
Yeah. Well, he may be happy with it.
Yeah,
so obviously he is. But
no shit.
He's got it all over his skull. Now, Post Malone did lose a lot of weight, and so people were asking, did he lose it using Ozempic? And what are you saying?
No. I mean, we've talked about that before. Ozempic face or whatever, right?
Yeah. Well, he claims that he didn't lose. He lost weight through the old-fashioned way by just eating right and exercising.
Yeah, that Ozempic causes lots of problems. There's some lawsuits going on out there.
Yeah.
It causes stomach paralysis. How'd you have that?
No, that doesn't sound good.
No.
Yeah, look at the Ozempic face. It's just...
Well, they also removed the buccal fat. That's what Demi Moore has. You ever see her face where she looks like she's all pitched
sunken in like Skeletor?
Yeah, they pull out all this fat right here.
Yeah, she's sitting there staring, and you're like, "Oh my god!" She opens her mouth. Yeah. She's like, "I'll get you, He-Man."
Look at that picture right there, where she's. Look at her face; it doesn't even look right. But they move all that fat. I think it's called it's a buccal fat or something like that. It looks stupid.
I wonder if they fixed it because she's got some really pretty pictures in there.
Well, I think that was before her. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what she looks like.
So
now.
Then and now,
basically what they look like they did. They took the sides of her cheeks and they tucked it in, so she's always got that like you're sucking in your cheeks all the time.
I think they sucked the fat out is what they did.
I hate that they just. I know we've talked about this before, but the fact that they think that they need to do this, it's like, damn it, man! Just embrace your beauty, embrace your natural look. I just hate it. And then they do all this crazy shit.
Yeah, and then they regret it. All of them have to regret it after a while. I mean, it's just...
You would think so.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but once you have all those plastic surgeries, you
can't go back. No, you can't go back. And you don't look the same. Like Meg Ryan. Have you seen the picture of Meg Ryan? It's awful.
I know.
Yeah.
She was so beautiful.
What number is this? Is this 7 or 8?
I don't know.
Yeah, we have a new bourbon that we've never tried before.
We have another version of this. We have this is the newest little book. And I tell you what, the first sip off of there, it took me back. I was like, wow, that's different. But this is a little book. What'd you say? What version is it?
Well, the latest one, 2024, which is this one, is the Chapter 8. Little Book Chapter 8.
Yes. And what's it say about it?
Yeah, what's our proof here?
I can't read that at all. It's from Jim Beam, I know that, and it's a sought after. It's a huge blend. This blend is made from 18-year Kentucky Straight Bourbon whiskey. It's a high rye, an 11-year straight rye whiskey, a 7-year straight rye malt whiskey, a 5-year rye whiskey, 5-year, and a 5-year.
So it's a super blend.
So it's a super blend.
It's good.
And
look at that. I love the way they when with the different of 5-year Kentucky ryes. There's a Char 4, a Char 1, and they got the what is the KY? Is that Kentucky, and then Pennsylvania? Is that what that is? What is that?
Pennsylvania family, maybe family style. PA.
Yeah, so or maybe those are the type of barrels where they came from. Perhaps.
Or maybe it's KY like in the jelly.
Yeah, I'm
pretty sure
KY family style Char 4.
I think Jeff's right.
I guess what I'm driving at is that they with that blend that they have, and this is 118.2 proof.
That's right, 118.2.
And this, the blend is excellent. So look, I'm a huge fan of Char 4s. I mean, I wouldn't want one particular whiskey company to subscribe only doing Char 4s because I think it's a horrible idea, Yellow Rose. But I mean, outside of that, I'm thinking, this is excellent. I love the way they dabble in that.
Right.
And the one's a Char 1, Char 4, and they just kind of throw it all over the place. It's got a solid taste to it. I'm enjoying it.
This, when I first tasted it, we'll get to what your first note was when you first tasted it. But when I first took a sip of it, it almost tastes like a Red Hot to me. Red Hot cinnamon candy. Lots of cinnamon.
Yeah, I can do that.
Lots of cinnamon on it. I still pick it up. It wasn't as intense as the very first sip, but that first sip I picked up, like I said, it was like a Red Hot candy.
That's got to be part of the Char 1. I mean, that Char 1 they have, I think they have one or two of them in there.
Yeah. And you said you taste pickles.
I did.
And I picked up a hint of that.
Yeah, so when I took my first sips, I didn't sip it. I took a micro sip. A small super sip, and I wanted to really dilute it with my saliva to kind of break it down without getting a big sip and getting my tongue saturated. And immediately I was pulled into a pickle. I tasted pickle juice, and I totally taste the Red Hots that you're referring to. It is a little spicy.
Yeah. I think that goes back to the cinnamon taste.
Little pepper. The 118 proof kind of. It's not as ethanol-y for being 118.2 proof.
It doesn't burn like high alcohol. I think the spice in the burn is the spice of it, the rye, because this is a rye, isn't it? Because everything in there.
So Mr. Brutus says, y'all have done this bourbon before. This one's actually a Chapter 8.
We've done a different one.
And the other one we did before was a Chapter 7.
So these are all rye whiskeys except the 18-year-old. Which is a straight bourbon high rye whiskey. But everything else is a rye. So this is essentially a rye whiskey for the most part, because I'm sure there's not a whole ton of that 18-year in there.
I'd like to know a little bit more about, it says commingled by Freddie No. Like, what is that? And recipe 14014.
That's his blend.
That's his blend, 014.
Yeah, commingled, I think, is just the word for blended.
Blended.
This was blended by Freddie No. Yeah. This is
118.2 is the proof.
And this is good. Again, I think the ryes, as we're getting into these ryes, it's introducing a lot of different palettes, different flavor profiles. This one has a lot of cinnamon in it. We had that was a wheat one, though. That wasn't a rye, though. But the ryes seem to bring out some different flavors than our standard bourbons.
Yeah, definitely. So I've been kind of hesitant to weigh in here. So I appreciate how rich it is. It is extremely rich. It is exploding with flavor. Is it my favorite? No.
No, it's not my favorite.
It's not.
Well, walk us through what you're tasting. What the colors? What are you smelling?
Well, I mean, the color. I just feel like it's a deep copper with golden undertones, and let me think about the aroma.
Oh my God, it's got a dark.
I think it's a complex blend of butterscotch and fresh dill and
dough.
Maybe no dill. and
dill,
and
hence your pickles.
and
There you
toasted. No, I wouldn't be able to come up with all that shit. But you're welcome to
but look,
read that stuff.
they got the blend of the butterscotch, fresh dill, and toasted rye. So dill, like you said, was something that we had it kind of figured out. The toasted rye bread, obviously, the butterscotch, which I think is tied into the red hots that you were referring to.
Right.
The floral notes, the taste is with floral notes intermingled with sweet stone fruited apricot and heavy oak. Heavy oak.
You added stone fruit.
Well, sweet apricot is a stone fruit, so I wanted to.
You just had to throw that in there.
Wait, what? It's a stone fruit. I mean, what?
Like I said, it just drips with flavor, right? Super rich, super deep.
I don't think it's your palate what you like.
Lots of things popping out of it, but man, I would tell you, I would pick many others. Okay, here's the thing. So I go over to a friend's house and he's like, "Hey man, I want you to try this. I would enjoy it. I enjoy this. There's nothing wrong with this." Now, is this the bottle I would want to have for myself on a Sunday evening and where it's cool outside and I want to pour a glass and I want to enjoy it? No.
I think this would be good on a cold night, on a cold day,
but
not in the hot.
Yeah,
this falls into a category
very unique
of there's a time and place for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Cold night. This one works. When we collect these and we talk about these, we're not interviewing these to be our main go-to bourbons.
Right.
I think it's something. It's a weapon I want in the arsenal for sure.
I mean,
it's wonderful. It's desirable, and I want to have it because I wouldn't mind having this on a cold night.
And it is fascinating to taste
sitting in your backyard, fire going.
Oh yeah,
but it's so fascinating to taste how different all these can be, right? Especially blends, right? We would expect blends to be to have more diversity in flavor than we would, a straight. Right?
You know what? It's funny you mentioned that. I'm kind of curious if we were to take some of these bourbons and whiskeys and make them cold and see what that does to the flavor.
It would definitely change the experience. But you're saying put the bottle in the freezer.
Perhaps just
like
the
they
fact
do,
that
like
you're
they do vodka, right? They do that for vodka.
Yeah,
They do it for vodka.
and it makes it a little bit more smoother, and it makes it a little bit easier. And there's more of a transition.
Yeah,
and you get
it softens it.
It
no
softens
question
the
about it.
initial impact to your tongue. But I think with it being in the freezer and it coming out when it hits your tongue, you have a kaleidoscope of it's a transformation, is what it is, because you get different notes, the different levels of temperature that it hits. I don't know. Maybe that's why you're saying it tastes better in the cold. I'm thinking, all right, well, there's some merit to that because I could sit my glass outside sometimes and put it in the cold, and I like it. And it may taste a little bit different.
Maybe not with this one. Maybe we take a bottle and I'll stick it in the fridge or the freezer
see what we think
the day of, and that'll be our pregame.
I think we need to have some sort of dry ice infusion process. Can we get one of those up here in the podcast?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure one of our sponsors will spring for that.
How about one of those whirlpools? You can stick it in there for 2 minutes and it's cold.
Oh,
like
nice.
That.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
We also need a corn dog maker.
And a big popcorn machine there.
Yes.
We've got that, and we've got a hot dog maker.
You guys ever see the one where?
Can we talk about how we want to eat healthy? We're eating hot dogs. And
do you remember the hot dog maker where it you put it in there and there's electrodes and it
electrified it?
Yeah, it's like a what do you call it? What's the chair?
The potato.
The what's the chair?
The electric chair.
The electric chair. You're basically just frying these things like that. Did you ever see that? It's called the hot dogger. I think it's called the hot dogger.
I've also seen the one that looks like a toaster. You put your buns in there and you toast it, and your hot dogs go down.
The hot dogger. Yes. The 1970s hot dog electrocutor.
I remember
the hot dogger. Does it work? It's the hot dogger, 1970s.
It's hilarious.
We
had one of those. Oh my God, we had one of those. Anyway.
I was hoping to see one of the original hot dogger from the 1970s. That was funny. It feels like, what is that? Harry Carey would do that.
Yes. See, you put it in the little, you stick the ends in the.
So it's like a corn cob pins on either side of this this plate.
Yeah,
sort of.
And you electrocute the shit out of them.
Oh well.
Yeah, but does it give it a nice?
I don't know.
Nice burn or anything?
But that's what we didn't have this one. We had a different looking one. But
did it cook it fine?
Well, yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna take a look. So they're gonna pop this thing on here.
Yeah, we ate them.
What are we on here? We're on minute 4:25 of 8. She's cooking right now. She's talking.
It popped the circuit breaker.
I see it steaming up. And, look, God. There's like the little dogs are gyrating and blasting the underside of the plexiglass
condensation
protective cover.
Ooh,
she opened it up and they split. They popped open. I think those things are well cooked.
Look at that. They split open.
Oh, God.
Basically, you're just shocking the shit out of it.
Yeah, it's like some...
So that's basically what they do to prisoners, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, but imagine the dudes on top. No, it's exactly that, and the dudes on top of those.
It doesn't look appetizing.
Those trains.
Sure, it does.
Those electric trains that travel the countryside in some third world country, and you have some dudes. All those guys on top,
yes.
and they stand up and they don't realize it, and they just graze one of those electric lines, and it's like
blown up
1,000 volts from 0 to 10,000 degrees in a split second.
All right, I'm calling. I have issue with her. She put ketchup on her hot dog.
Whoa. There's nothing wrong with ketchup on a hot dog.
Disgusting.
No.
That is illegal and disgusting.
It is not at all.
Ketchup and hot dogs do not mix.
Well, hot dogs can mix with all sorts of shit. You can do mustard or relish.
Mustard.
I agree and disagree. Now, if I were to eat a hot dog with by itself, mustard.
Mustard.
I do mustard on one side. I do mustard on one side and ketchup on the other.
That's illegal.
And no, it's not illegal.
Do that.
Nope. That's my challenge.
Red flag.
And I challenge.
No.
Red card.
I'm not going to get red carded on this.
Ketchup.
But look, I do put ketchup if I set up if I slice the hot dog and I put a hamburger. So if I put basically 2 hot dogs and I fillet them, butterfly them open, and I put them on top of a hamburger, then I think it's okay to have ketchup and mustard.
Well, the hamburger would help mask the nasty hot dog ketchup combination.
Are you not a ketchup fan?
No, I love ketchup. It's just on hot dogs it does not work.
There is something weird about you. There's nothing wrong with
ketchup and mustard only.
No.
Or I'm sorry, mustard only on hot dogs.
I'm kind of curious what happened to you.
Yeah, somebody.
As a kid.
Yeah, that's definitely abuse.
I used to eat raw hot dogs.
What?
Frozen, actually.
That's kind of like those, canned meat night.
Well, I used to.
For those, what were those little things?
I didn't
Vienna sausages.
I just remember my mom.
Yeah.
My mom used to tell me that I would
hide
pull
the
the hot
stick.
dogs out, and just eat them frozen. So.
Come on, little Jeffrey, let's hide the meat stick. Oh, that's just
fuck
weird.
it. Don't worry about it. He eats it cold. Just give it to him.
All right, I know I went way.
And don't give him any ketchup.
How the hell
did
we get on? How we get on the hot dogger? Oh, because we were talking about things we want in the podcast room.
Oh, that's right.
All right, let's go back. So vodka is something you stick in the freezer. I think a lot of people do that.
Jägermeister.
So, I was going to say,
freeze, it goes down a little bit smoother.
Okay, I was going to say. So, what else? I mean, is tequila something you put in the freezer?
You could.
I mean, it can. I mean,
what do people like? What's normal?
Well, what would this taste like on a cube? I know that'll water it down some.
Oh, it tastes great.
Cordials would be like Kahlúas,
Baileys,
schnapps, Baileys.
Okay.
Baileys has to be refrigerated.
So like desserts.
Dessert.
By the way, that is not true. What you just said.
Bailey's Irish cream should be refrigerated.
That is not true.
It's supposed to be if you get the real Bailey's Irish cream.
I'll get one downstairs. It doesn't say
I
it has to be
dumped out an
refrigerated.
entire bottle of Buffalo Trace cream because your wife said, "Oh, it's spoiled. You should have refrigerated it." That is not true. I should not have done that. I wasted the whole bottle.
Yeah, it doesn't say because I always look. They'll tell you if it has to be refrigerated on the bottle.
Yes.
Refrigerate after opening.
That is not true. All right, it says a bottle of Bailey's needs to be kept in a place that can range in temperature from 32 degrees to 77 degrees. So that is not true. Everybody write that down.
There you go.
Dear listeners, do not throw out your Bailey's if you haven't refrigerated it.
And it can last for 2 years, apparently.
Yes. Oh, God, it can last a lot longer than that.
Actually, it says the folks over at Bailey's recommend that you consume it within 2 years of purchase.
Sure.
Yes.
Notably, they say this is for the optimal freshness, and know that you should store it between 25 degrees Celsius, which is 32 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right.
And definitely keep it out of direct sunlight. If it's unopened, it's fine. If it's opened, it must be refrigerated.
No, it doesn't.
It's not true.
It says it right there. And these are from the Bailey's people.
No. Doesn't say it on the bottle.
Doesn't say
yes,
it on the
does.
I'll go downstairs and find it.
Go get the Bailey's. It's got to be Bailey's.
I
got Bailey's.
really hope I didn't throw out that Buffalo Trace cream
I don't know.
for no
So
reason.
I don't think. I think some of the other superior or inferior bottles of. I shouldn't call it inferior. I think that they have alternate flavors in there to give it that creamy substance to it.
Maybe.
I don't think
Maybe Bailey's actually has a milk or a dairy product in it.
because I remember when I guys
cream
bartend,
liqueurs
if you
open.
didn't keep it refrigerated, it would curdle.
Right.
And I remember I would take it and some idiot would put it on the shelf, and I'm like, "What's this doing?" I pour it down there. It's like milk, and I was
all
like,
gross looking. Okay, I can totally respect that. So put in cream. Is it liqueur? It's not. I guess it is a liqueur.
Put bourbon cream.
To bourbon cream. Putting bourbon cream opened, and then let's figure out if it really truly needs to be refrigerated. I guess the answer is probably going to go yes.
Does Buffalo Trace bourbon cream go
There
bad?
we go. I had Buffalo Trace. That's it. That's what I want.
Yes.
Oh, it can go bad, but its shelf life is relatively long. Okay, hold on. It's susceptible to spoilage, especially if it is not stored properly. Okay, well, anything can go. Okay, how long can the cream last? 6 to 8 months when stored correctly. What affects the shelf life? Let's see. Temperature, exposure to light, how well it's sealed. Okay. Let's see here. Cool, dark place, away from direct sunlight. Refrigeration is not necessary, but it can help prolong its shelf life. I dumped out a bottle.
All right, well, hold on. So I've got another one here.
reason.
The same search engine.
She should buy you a new
as what
bottle.
Mr.
She should buy
Producer
me a
put on
new
there.
bottle. And it's
However,
hard to find, by the way.
Bourbon cream contains milk, which leads to a few important considerations. The first is that the bottle needs to be refrigerated after opening to remain fresh.
Not what it says here.
Well, I mean,
Who do we believe?
Well, maybe. Okay, hold on. Maybe this thing is thinking that you don't have to refrigerate it because it's never been opened.
Well, no, I think it's set up there.
Did it say opened?
I never heard it say open. I never read that.
That's critical. We need to know. Can you scroll down, Mr. Producer? We need to know if it's been opened or not. All right. After the expiration date, if it's gone bad, can it be frozen to extend? Blah, 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 blah. How should I store it? It says it's not necessary to refrigerate it, but it's not explicitly saying if it's been opened. All right.
Let me give you the meat of it. If you drink it relatively quick,
Right.
like within a week or two, maybe a month, I don't know how long. I do know this. I bartended in my life, and we went through a lot of Bailey's Irish Cream, and so it didn't have a very long. From my experience, it doesn't have a very long shelf life. And when some bartender on the shift before me, or maybe the night before me, left it on top of the bar,
You dumped it.
I poured it. I used it, thinking this stuff is still good. And when I poured it from that Bailey's Irish Cream bottle into their drink,
It
was coagulated.
it
nasty.
coagulated.
Or do you have to shake it up?
Yeah.
You're gonna break.
You got to break all those chunks apart.
Yeah, you got to shake it up. Like I thought you were doing the chancroute.
Oh, dude,
you were
man.
flipping the bottles.
Even if you shake it up, it's like pouring Cocoa Puffs with the chocolate marshmallows. They float on the top. It's that's what happens.
Then you
to
take a fork and you bust up the bubbles.
No, it's
Right.
not cottage cheese where you scoop it off and pop it on top of your
Well,
salad.
I
What
will
the
tell you
hell?
what. I usually err because I'm weird about food anyway. And being in the fridge, I usually err on the side of caution, and I
hear
stick
ya.
it in the fridge.
Yeah, that's your best bet.
Yeah.
That's your best bet.
But I do look at the bottles sometimes. If I don't have room, I'm like,
But
can
Jeff's
this sit
right.
out for a little bit?
You guys are right. There are some out there you do not have to refrigerate,
Right.
and those and it's simply because they don't have dairy in them.
And Bailey's may be different because I usually don't have the Bailey's. I got a bottle downstairs, but
Those are mixed with seed oil to make it creamy.
seed oil, creamy seed
It's
oil.
true. It's true.
Could be oat
It's
milk.
It could be a version of
Mr.
that.
Producer, click on Bourbon Cream Buffalo Trace Distillery. I want to hear it from the maker themselves. Keep going down. One more right there. Let's see what it says. Yes, we are 21. Chilled. Yes. Okay. Reviews. It's probably not going to tell us like how to care for it. No, it's not going to. Okay. Oh, customer care. No. All right. Never mind. Oh, it just broke my heart because that's hard to find. Buffalo Trace
The
cream.
Buffalo Trace
All right, we
stuff.
beat the shit out of this. I gotta ask some questions. I want to chat about. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Producer. Were you looking at me? I was going to do hard right.
Hard right.
Okay, very good.
All right,
so,
we got how much time left? We got plenty of time.
Well, I wanted to talk about the astronauts and Boeing and SpaceX and the fact that we have 6 minutes. What the hell, man? Let's do this fast then. So pull up SpaceX and the astronauts out there. So the long story short, Paul, go.
Well, Boeing, okay, so they launched I forget what the name of their craft was, but it was a very highly anticipated launch because they've been waiting for them to get in the game.
Spaceliner or something like
compete,
that.
Yeah, Starliner.
Starliner.
And to compete with, the other ones. And so, because Boeing's a major player in the market, and, ever since they, privatized space travel. And so they had multiple delays, and they finally left it off, and they determined that there were some problems during the launch. They did successfully connect to the ISS, International Space Station. The two astronauts got off, and they were going to look over the problems that they discovered during the launch. And it was supposed to be there for 5 days.
They're up there for 30.
And now they're going to be there till February of next year.
That's not healthy.
No, it's not, man. There's a lot of exercise you got to do. A lot of that. What is it called when you're in place doing? Well, but what is that called?
Well, it impacts your muscles. It impacts your bones because they've done those studies when you're up there for a long time.
Yes,
it impacts the density of your bones and the strength of your muscles because you're not pushing against anything.
Right, but I will tell you this: those two astronauts probably could not be more thrilled. I'm being dead serious. They were supposed to be up there for 5 days, and they get to experience what they have probably lived their whole lives for.
They want to be up there for 6 months?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I don't know about that.
I think so.
I don't know, man. I think
they're loving every second of it.
And you're up there for a purpose, and you have a list of science stuff that you're doing. You got experiments, and you've got the time.
They're doing shit, though.
I don't know. I imagine there gets to a point you're like, fuck. I'm up here for a long time.
Well, not just that.
I'm so constipated.
It's not just that, but the creature comforts. I'm shitting in a tube.
Right.
I'm pissing in something. I'm eating this nasty ass astronaut food for 6 months.
I haven't had sex forever.
No, they all have sex up there.
They're fornicating up there.
Oh, for sure. Like all day long.
That? Is that why her hair looks like that?
They have a porn cam, don't they?
How would they do that? Because
riddled with sperm and it's all stuck in place.
They'd be floating
look at
around.
The hair. She looks like the one Hilda from fucking the Mermaid, Little Mermaid.
All right, just stop. Dial back. Let's get this under control here. All right. I forgot what I was saying.
Previously, Wilmore served in the Navy. I guess the Navy included deployments during the Operation Desert Storm, so she's used to this kind of stuff.
Oh, she's badass. These guys have trained. Well, I'm surprised they have that much food.
Well, they could replenish, I suppose. Well,
that's a good point.
Well, I think Boeing.
How?
They just send up another SpaceX capsule.
Is that how they're getting their stuff?
Well, that's how they're getting home. I haven't heard that they have sent up
Elon Musk is
resupplies.
Reportedly trying to come to the rescue.
Oh, yeah. They're coming home on SpaceX.
They're giving, and then the thing about it is that they're giving Elon kind of shit a little bit. Oh, look at you! You're gonna come in and steal the.
All right, who else is gonna do it?
Yeah,
no one else can do it. No one except fucking Russians.
If it were reversed and Elon's astronauts were stuck up there and Boeing was coming to the rescue, they'd be like praising them. But no, they just look for
they're
any
just
kind of
hating
experiment.
on him. You know why? Because he switched gears and he likes Trump.
Correct.
And we didn't talk about that, but RFK and Musk and Tulsi Gabbard, they're all getting on board the Trump train, and you should too, listeners.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to the Donald Trump campaign out there showing up to the Virginia Arlington Cemetery for the celebration, I call it, whatever. It's not really a celebration, but just the remembrance and honoring of the third year of the Afghanistan debacle that was his campaign.
What a meltdown. We should talk about that next week.
All right. Well, it's August, not October 27th. Thank you, Mr. Producer, for providing excellent commentating materials up on our screen here, Dudes Like Us. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram with Dudes Like Us -podcast or Dudes Like Us -woodcraft. Order some merch from us. But you know why? Because we're ready to cook it up for you and mail it to you. Anywhere in the United States, anywhere on the fucking planet, just make it happen.
Just like a hot dogger.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dudes Like Us, I'm Sean.
This is the last podcast of August. Yes, it'll be September. My name is Paul.
And I am Jeff.
Boom, boom, boom. phone.